Oh, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Idea Studio, where we look at life in Bangkok through the lens of design. I'm Dana.
I'm Chip.
And today is our normal live stream. Some of you may have caught us the other day with our impromptu live stream. Joe beat us here as always.
See, he always
Always
first
here.
one.
What's up, Joe? Joe, actually, we were making a joke before we did the live stream on Monday that we'll probably beat Joe there finally, and then Joe shows up before us, of course. Still here. Hey, Waylon, what's going on, man? Good morning to you. Soy Mafia. Oh, no Nescafe here. We're sipping on some Myanmar brew today that our buddy Maganj brought us back. So it's a Myanmar bean that was roasted in Arizona. Very fruity. Very fruity indeed. Very acidic. Oh, so I got the hat. Don't worry. Here we go. Just
What?
my Soy Mafia is talking about my shiny dome.
I think it's because it's the bag is like very bright, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we have some
Because the sun from
strong
outside.
sun today. Yeah. Zero clouds. TD, what's going on? Hey, what's up, Travis? From Vegas. Nice. From Las Vegas. I've been to Vegas a few times. Jib's never been.
No, never.
Probably not Jib's jam. I can't imagine Jib getting too down with everything that goes on in Vegas.
Huh?
It's like 6 o'clock, Jib will be like, okay, I had salmon at the buffet. I'm going to go
Yes.
to bed. And I'll see you in the morning. That's what would happen. It's too hot and not humid. Very dry in Vegas. I got nosebleeds the entire time I was in
Oh,
Vegas
then it's not good for me.
for it being dry. I have a friend who goes to Vegas. You know him too. He gets nosebleeds for a different reason.
Oh, no. Well, punch, not cow.
Not that friend.
Ooh, that's worse. Yeah.
Indeed, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, Jared, what's going on? Swaddy crap.
สวัสดีค่ะ
All right. Oh yeah, coffee's flowing in the blood. We got, like I said, this is actually the very last of this bean that my buddy Greg brought back. It's a very, very fruity light roast. I really enjoy it. I brew it a little bit hotter. Usually I brew our like medium at 85C, and I think that gives like a very nice mellow cup. But these light roasts, you can't really brew them that light, or else they just get kind of muddy. A very like a 98-degree brew really does this justice. Toby, what's going on? Cold day in Chonburi, really? Cold day. in
windy I guess
What's it? I guess it's
here is like 23 in the
24
morning
right now, so it's not too bad.
but if it's windy it's cold.
Jib smiles so bright you have to wear shades. Indeed. Jib gives me that morning energy. Jib needs a cat ears? No.
Huh?
No cat ears for Jib.
What is that?
Like little cat ear things that you see girls wear online. Actually,
Is
one
that a
thing,
headphone like on top of a
sometimes, but you know what? I've seen that in Bangkok lately. Girls wear that on. Girls have been wearing that on their helmets, their motorcycle helmets.
cute?
Yeah, it looks cute. Hey, Landmark and Landmarks, what's going on? Actually, I was watching one of their videos last night. They went to like a used clothing market out in on the Cambodian border.
สระแก้วไหม
Yeah, they both speak Thai. Well, obviously, but he's not Thai. At least he doesn't look Thai. Oh, Sito, man.
he's half Thai.
What's going on? I haven't seen you in a while,
Hello.
Osito. What's he writing here, man?
อรุณสวัสดิ์
Osito, you down
Very
in...
proper.
Are you down in Mexico? Is that why we haven't seen you in a minute?
So อรุณสวัสดิ์ is like mom always like say อรุณสวัสดิ์ to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, like อ
Proper,
รุณสวัสดิ์ค่ะตื่นได้แล้ว so it's like cannot wake up later than 8 a.m. because mom was like, Arun Sawat ka.
Someone beat you here, Joe?
Wow.
Scandalous. Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was in Mexico. Yeah. I figured.
Aww.
We hadn't seen you in a few live streams. I was like, I wonder if Cito must be rolling in Mexico or something, or Moxa.
Why?
Moxa, I'm assuming Moxa's in Mexico. But I imagine you're probably going to be trying to make your way back here soon if there's only, if it's pretty easy to get in, right?
Here where? Thailand?
Thailand,
They still like, seems like they're not super worried about the Omicron. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
you have to get vaccine.
Seems
Come
that
in,
way.
like check in like one day, stay in hotel until your PCR test come back. So actually for the guy, that's the first one that we got it here.
Yeah.
He's still in that hotel, so he didn't go out to meet anyone yet. So he's still just with him.
Well, so you talk about that. We have the test numbers for today: 3,618 positive reported cases, 38 deaths. So much better numbers than we had been seeing. Assuming again, these are reported numbers. I don't. We're not speaking to the accuracy of the numbers, but these are the reported numbers. This is all we have to go by. Possible.
So that at least the death number tell you something that like a hospital is not packed as before.
Yeah.
And if you get sick, you can get a service in a hospital.
For sure, yeah. It's not. They're not as overwhelmed as they once were,
Yes.
or they have been in the past.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to talk about. Joe said he's good. He just. So you guys know at the Monday live stream, Joe was talking about he went for a biopsy, and I talked to him afterwards. He had skin cancer on one arm, and they removed it. And so I'm guessing it wasn't on the other arm, Joe, like you thought. So you're good because he says had it removed. I'm good. So that's good news. Yeah. At least they didn't remove the whole arm, Joe.
Oh
That could have been a good
no.
video, though.
Bad. Nah.
They've got some amazing prosthetics now. Chai Insa Kyung
Sa
Wong
Keo.
Xiao Kao.
Long
he's from
Krea.
South Africa.
Long Krea Market.
Okay, yeah, I
It's a
figured you
second
weren't
hand
Thai,
market.
right? And but yeah, he speaks Thai really well.
South Africa. So like Mark, right? He's from South
I'm
Africa.
a bit pissed at how well his Thai actually is.
Mark or
This
yeah.
guy,
Ah.
his Thai's a little too good. I'm very upset. Their videos are like very Thai style, like very heavy on like the sound effects and stuff.
He can do it, so you can do it, right?
I'm trying. Actually, I had a dream about speaking Thai last night. It was weird.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Jib on the big bike.
No.
Jib's gonna
To
go.
take photo with it, it's okay, Joe, but not to ride it.
Jib says she will ride on the back when I get the Honda with the CB500. She'll ride on the back some. But she did also say that she's gonna take the class at Honda.
In next 10 years.
No, next year. Take the Honda class just to learn how to ride so she feels more comfortable. Because I always said we should get a bug out location outside the city. And then if we did, then Jim could ride a scooter out there and I could ride a bike and we could haul more gear. We'll do Jib up on like a Mad Max style Honda Super Cub. Like a shotgun slid into the down tube.
Hi.
No. Spikes coming out the handlebars. We'll get John Poe to do up a whole set of his anti-mafia. We'll get like Jib like a jacket with this on the back.
Oh, my Boy.
Here we go. Mazel Tov and Slammed at Work. 'Tis the season for divorce and child custody battles. That sounds about right. Good times. America, very litigious society. Everything has to go to court. Actually, you guys might know, sometimes I hang out with my buddy Tony. He's in Pattaya. He's very infamous bodybuilder. He's very, very well known for his advocacy of chemistry and enhancement. But he was a lawyer in his previous life. And there's a video out there of him giving a deposition in a case that he was accused of importing substances to the U.S. And because he was a lawyer, he sort of understands the whole thing, and he was like almost having too much fun with the attorney deposing him. And the videos are leaked; they're out there on YouTube. But I talked to him about it on one of the podcasts we did. He was like, "Oh, he's like, the guy was just being an ass." So I was like, "I'm just gonna have fun with it." Well, that's a dangerous game to play, Tony. He's like, what are they gonna do?
Well, he knows what he's doing.
The camera needs to refocus? Really? Strange. I think that we're just getting messed up because the background is so bright. Let me see if I pull it up here. Show webcam. I think there is a bright background mode. Like, it's super sunny today, so I know that's a possibility. Oh yeah, backlight compensation. So backlight compensation was off. Turn on, it brightens us up a bit. But yeah, you can see, like, usually the background's not that blown out, and it's like super blown out today.
Do I look white?
Yeah, see, when you're back there, babe, yeah, it blows out the entire thing. That's a problem.
What should we do?
No, come sit here and I'll move and have you sit in front of. We'll reposition the camera so you're blocking the bookshelf. So the problem is, see, there we go. That's better.
So I have to sit and block the bookshelf.
So we'll just move this. Oh no, see that? All right, we'll go back there. All right, that's the best we can do. Mojo, you love your shirt. Yes, I'm rocking the old school Bangkok Strange today. It's actually still available on the merch shop for Shop.IdeaStudio.xyz. But yeah, this one is the original Bangkok Strange shirt. Yeah, great news on Joe. And excited to hear that. I gotta move the mic now. Oh, Joe says you can ride with him on his Pan America.
What is that?
It's a big Harley.
Okay. Sit at the back is okay, but not right myself.
I used to work on, not 5G, actually. I built, when I was a telecom engineer, the company I worked for, we built a 3G network. I was the project lead on that. So, not on the antennas, though. I worked on the backhaul part of the project. Toby says the best way to learn Thai is to go live in the village. Yeah, probably, right? No one speaks English.
But I think you might convert everyone there to speak English instead of you speak Thai.
This is the problem with learning Thai now, for me, is that in my neighborhood, if Jib's not with me, right, some of the people will like try to speak Thai to me, like when I go to the market or whatever. But what they'll first do is look around for Jib, like, because they know that we're always together. And like now, like I just always order the same thing, so people are like, "Here we go. Here's this. Like I know what you want to get. Here's your fruit," type of thing. So it's like they just kind of give me the regular. It's a bit too easy. So I do try to put myself in more uncomfortable situations. Hey, Beat Skull. Greetings from Bangkok. Finally made it. Hey, thanks for coming by. Where in Bangkok? What hood are you in? What area? Bangkok. Obviously, we're Bangkokians. We love the city. So many great areas. Do you and Christmas celebrate? Do you and Jib? I can't speak, Osito. I'm sorry. Do you and Jib celebrate Christmas at least culturally?
Not really.
Not really. So Christmas not something I'm really into. We do give each other gifts and we give like jam gifts and stuff. My son who lives in the U.S. I send him gifts for Christmas. He celebrates it. But for us, like New Year's is the bigger day. And what usually happens is my birthday is on the 30th of December, and I'm not really into like big birthday celebration type stuff. That's not me. So what we usually do is just on New Year's, like we'll be with a couple friends, some family, and we'll like celebrate my birthday. We'll do something for New Year's. We'll exchange gifts. But as far as Christmas isn't, it's not a big thing for us. So the season is fun in Bangkok because the malls obviously love to embrace the consumerism of Christmas, and have all types of crazy, mall setups with white Santas, Asian Santas, white elves, Asian elves, like massive Christmas trees at some of the malls, beautiful light displays. So fake snow, a lot of fake snow, like stuff that looks snowy but obviously is not. So that part of the season, we go around, we get into some of that. Actually, are our books in yet? At Kino?
No, they cancel yours.
Oh, the driver one? I thought
The
they
wheel thing.
no one at the wheel. They canceled it. Damn. I thought it was in though. No.
No.
Oh well. So no books. I was gonna say we'll go to M Courtier because they always have a nice setup, but not if they cancel my damn books.
But have to go get for Jam.
Okay, so hers are in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Upsetting. But so we will go to M Courtier, but oh well. Jared says it must have an eye for video because the camera and lighting look fine too. Yeah, and I was a little dark. I see what Soy Mafia was saying. This is the problem with the white bookshelf, and on days that there's no clouds like today, super sunny, blows out the background. More Thai egg omelets, ordering and making spicy dishes, the trick for the language. I eat a lot of spicy food, like pet mak for sure.
No K. No K. Pet mark.
Mak. Yes, dead consonant, not living. Yeah, go ahead, put up a video. MBK National Stadium, right? Is
National Stadium,
MBK,
yes.
yeah.
MBK is a shopping mall.
Yeah. That's a cool area. Not too many people live out there. Like Chula students.
There's condo around
rich
there.
Chinese tourists.
Do you know that there's a condo around there in the side soy? Expensive condo
Really?
too. Yes.
Cool.
But you have to go deeper.
What's the deal with the condo at Samyang that you were telling me that you can't buy it, but you can lease it?
Jamturi Square.
Jamturi Square,
So
yeah.
it's a corner of Samyan. So it's like
Not far
10
from
million.
MBK.
At the minimum is 10 million.
But you said you can't own it, right? It's a 99-year lease.
I don't know how long for the lease, but like you cannot own it. It's long lease.
Thais love to party. They celebrate Western New Year, Chinese
Everything
New Year.
we celebrate.
Yeah.
Everything.
If there's a holiday, like they're gonna Cinco de Mayo, they'll celebrate it. Doesn't matter.
And like they promote like a Thanksgiving, like
Yeah, a lot of restaurants here do like Canadian Thanksgiving,
meal.
American Thanksgiving. They'll do it all. And people will celebrate. Doesn't matter.
Everything.
Like Thanksgiving's another one that I don't really get into. It's not a holiday that is special to me for any reason. And we were actually going to celebrate like just by ordering Chinese food, and I forgot that it was Thanksgiving, so we missed that day. And so that's what we're actually going to do on Christmas. So Jim's mom's birthday is the 26th. And so what we think we'll do is like either
day
on the
is that?
26th or on the 25th, we'll order Chinese food from Lazy Panda. Or actually, I think they changed their name
Sunday.
to Lucky Panda.
Lucky Panda.
Yeah.
Yes. Better name.
I think Lazy Panda is the better name, but they have we'll order food from there, and that will be like our kind of like Christmas birthday celebration for Jim's mom, and just kind of hang out and chill. And Jim's mom likes to drink bourbon now, so.
And it's still in the fridge.
So, like last time I made her drink a bit too strong, and she brought it home and hasn't finished it yet. But usually I'll make old fashions, and she really likes that. Yeah, great news for Joe. Like, keep it up, man. Wear some sunscreen, get some long sleeve shirts, you'll be good. You got some cool stitches from the removal? Or they just kind of scrape off a top layer? Mr. Mitch on tour, digital nomad. Okay. Isn't Mr. Mitch like older than me? Is he a digital nomad? I thought he was retired. Yeah, Jared, this is also true. The Thai language gets better with each bottle of Chang. Or every glass of Samsung and soda. Or Hong Tong.
紅湯啊，
that definitely improves your Thai. Actually, so we talked about, last time I talked about the drunk Thai lady, or on Monday I talked about the drunk Thai lady at my Prachani Wet building when we lived there. And do you remember the Irish guy who was always drunk?
Is he Irish?
Yeah.
I don't know. He speak like a British accent.
Yeah, he's Irish. He was a rig worker, and he was out of work for like 2 years. He was just always drunk. And we would see him like in the Tops grocery store that was attached to our building. He'd be in there buying beer, or we'd see him like just kind of walking around. And one night we're going out the back entrance of our condo, and he's sitting at like this wooden rickety table with like 4 Thai people, and they've got like 5 empty bottles of Hong Kong on the table, and he's like barely keeping his eyes open. He's like, "Hey, mate." I'm like, why doesn't the drunk lady flirt with him? I think they might get along. Why is she always going to try to flirt with me in front of you? Auntie Jim's so cute. There's not how aperture and sensors work. Well, so there's not really aperture on this webcam, right? So it's just it's all digital. It's fixed. Everything's kind of software controlled. Hey guys, check out this Dan Mock Landmarks video. It's kind of cool. How's the coffee from me? So it's actually it's a light roast, right? So it's not very dark. You can see it's got a very kind of like light brown hue to it. It was a light roast, like on the darker side of light, not like blonde, but like a caramel, like a very light caramel color. It's quite nice. It's very fruity, high acidity. I like it. It's not something I would drink every day. Excuse me. I prefer a more like medium cup that has some like I really like Thai coffee. It has earthy tones, and that's really my preference. But this one with the high acidity and the fruit, it's very bright. It's kind of like a punch in the mouth, like bah, and I enjoy that. I think that's nice sometimes. But for my daily cup, generally speaking, I really love the Via Ping from Aroma. It's a nice medium, very earthy, very toddy if you make it a 85C. And that's like the perfect cup for me. Jib likes it for daily as well. And it's like not too dark, not too light, just kind of like really perfect, kind of a safe cup. But it's a Thai Arabica, which I really enjoy. Oh yeah, Osito, any massive Christmas tree in your area, or where you hang in Mexico? Really? Major nationwide internet outage in the U.S., Dakota. Well, see, this is because I'm not working as a network engineer for a provider anymore. So I wonder if someone must have black holed a route or something. That's happened before. Actually, that happened one time when I was an engineer. The whole East Coast went out. And it happened because someone black holed a route inside the IX. And so like everyone's traffic was going to that route. Hey, what's up, Andy? How's things? Craig, my man, what's up? Rocking the tuk-tuk and scooter emoji, Thai flags. You high AF, Craig, or what? Are you comfortable to sit in a movie theater in these times? We haven't been to a theater years, right? You know, we have. I don't plan to. The last
Metric.
maybe Matrix, yeah, would be the only thing. Matrix 4 would probably be the one that could get us out. And we'd probably just go in the middle of the day on a weekday to try to avoid as many people as possible. But yeah, like like even for like Eternals and everything, like we'll just wait till it's on Disney Plus. Like we didn't go to see Black Widow, we didn't go to see Ten Rings. We actually just watched Black Widow and Ten Rings, both very good. I didn't think I was gonna be happy with Ten Rings. I really enjoyed it. Aquafina didn't ruin it for me. I thought she was gonna be too Aquafina for it, but she was just the right amount of Aquafina for it. Because she's kind of like Jason Statham. Like he only plays Jason Statham. Aquafina only plays Aquafina, I think. So like I was like, oh, this might not be, or like Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa only plays Jason Momoa. Like it's just Jason Momoa in a different universe. You know I'm right, and you know Dave Bautista would play a better Jason Momoa than Jason Momoa. But like I think Aquafina is the same way. She's amazing as Aquafina, and she's a good actress, but she kind of like is just Aquafina. But it was like just the right amount of Aquafina for that movie. But I like her show too, Aquafina, Nora from Queens. It's a good show. Mr. Mitch is retired but funny as hell. Okay. Most of Good Myanmar coffee from Shan State. Drank some when I was in Mandalay. Yeah, this is actually from Shan State as well. So yeah, very fruity, nice flavor. The light roast really brings out all that acidity and fruitiness, which I enjoy. And they said there's like, I remember the tasting notes on the bag said traces of dragon fruit. I love dragon fruit, but I definitely don't think dragon fruit's a flavor it's too subtle to get from coffee. To me, it's much more of a lush red fruit berry type of acidity. Oh, Mr. Rich is he's an Air Force guy. Been through a hard time. Yeah, Air Force. I don't know, man. Air Force kind of like lush life. If I listen to my buddy Eric, who is an Air Force guy as well. I remember when I was in the Army, having gone to an Air Force cafeteria, and like they had like waiters and shit, and like people come and take your trays away. The food was cooked all the way through. I was like, what is this? Movie theaters in Thailand make you never want to see a movie, right? This is true.
Really?
Oh, yeah, babe, the worst movie theater here is so much better than the best movie theater in America.
How can it be like that?
Like, quality of seats, the price of popcorn. In America, popcorn can be 600 baht.
What?
Yeah, for like a normal size.
Why is it so expensive?
It's just the way... It's always been like that, and people have always joked about it. Right? But like here, like I remember at Scala, popcorn was 30 baht. And it went up to like 40 baht before they closed. And it was fresh. They'd make it right there. It wasn't like the bags that they bring out from the back and just fill the things. So, but yeah, the experience of going to the movies here is so much better. And then like the sofa seats, like you can get the sofa seats for less than a regular movie seat in America.
So that's a pair of like 600?
Yeah.
And you fall asleep?
Yes. Oh no, 3-in-1 is not coffee, Toby. Unfortunately, I have to disagree hard. 3-in-1 is 3-in-1. 3-in-1 is not coffee. Morning Craig, sativa recommendation. Oh, AWS went down. Oh, damn. I should actually check if Pokemon is up, because I think Niantic is built on the back of. I think Niantic is built on the back of Pokemon, back of AWS. Niantic is the company that made the Pokemon game. If you don't know, beautiful GIS AR overlay game. Yeah. Oh no, it's open. So I guess they're not on AWS necessarily.
And now you play a game.
I'm just going to catch this one Pokemon that popped up. My buddy Frank transferred me a Snorlax. I'd never been able to catch a Snorlax, so I was all happy. Nice. AWS is like a big chunk of the internet, though. Waylon asked, does Bangkok have 5G everywhere? We have 5G in most parts of Bangkok now. essentially anywhere you can get the train to, we have 5G there, for sure. What's your 5G map for? You have AIS or you have
DTAC.
DTAC? What's DTAC's 5G coverage look like?
I don't know.
I have True, and True's 5G coverage is not bad. Pretty fast too. Curious. Officially, Amazakian. That is the official policy that there are no motorbikes allowed on Ramanine Bridge. I have, however, heard from people that you may experience something different if you were to try to drive over Ramanine Bridge. But yeah, officially, I think officially they don't allow motorbikes on any bridges.
No,
crossing the Chao Phraya.
some bridge. Like
Some
Bin
do?
Krao, eh? You can cross. But like the bridge that higher than, I don't know what. Like
Is
you
Ramanine
can't-
the one where the cop crashed his bike and killed his girlfriend? So there's a cop was out on his like Forza or something, or MSX, not MSX, PCX, with his girlfriend on the back, no helmets, and was driving over the bridge faster than he should have been, and lost control of the bike, crashed, and his girlfriend died. And he was with a bunch of other cops, and he freaked out, and he pulls his gun out and starts shooting into the air over the bridge. And he was trying to jump off, and I guess his other cop buddies jumped on him and stopped him from jumping off. But after that, it became a big thing where they didn't want people driving bikes on the bridge. The wife is just out from quarantine at Novotel, landed yesterday. Nice.
Oh, no, what?
Ah, Rich Mac, man. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
super chat, brother. Much appreciated. How's Fairbanks?
Cold, I guess.
Yeah, always cold. Well, maybe not cold for him.
Oh.
Chock full of nuts, Colombian dark, also like Colombian white. Joe. Chock full of nuts is a really bad coffee. It's like not instant, but it's a pre-ground coffee from America that you would put in like the drip thing. It's like most American coffees of that nature. It's very dark roasted. It's kind of burnt, so it's always consistent.
Because
But-
it's burned.
Yeah, but he also likes Colombian white stuff.
know.
Yeah.
I watch movie.
I've seen Jib's seen Scarface. Actually, we gotta watch Fight Club. Jib has never seen Fight Club, so that's on the list for this holiday season. Is Jib watches Fight Club, and usually we try to watch Die Hard every year, which is like that is our one Christmas tradition is to try to
Yes.
watch Die Hard. We're greatest Christmas movie ever made. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, Bill. Yeah, I gotta block the glare from my head, so that's what the hat's about. The Dave of Chiang Mai love the Loi Kradong video. Okay.
Like a tone.
Smoked turkey with mesquite. Ah. Mesquite is like a type of wood, babe. So you use that to smoke. Actually, Jib had smoked chicken yesterday. You called chicken ham? You called it?
Smoked chicken ham.
Yeah. So it looked like it was a breast that had been rolled, and it definitely smelled as like it had really been smoked, not like added to smoke flavor. So it had been smoked and had like even a little bit of a smoke ring on the skin or on the exterior. But yeah, did you eat that whole thing last night?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because there's a lot of chicken for you. But yeah, so Jib, I had never seen this as a Thai dish before, but Jib said it used to be like pretty common, and now like this one shop, we're at a market near us that we were thinking about doing a live stream from there one night, but there's not much there to show, so it wouldn't be a very eventful live stream. But yeah, she got the chicken from the ham, chicken ham, smoked chicken. It definitely smelled like smoky. Coffee time, yeah, Fairbanks, man. Must be nice and cool. Able to consume MRE. I don't even know where I would find an MRE. AWS cloud down, influx of Christmas shopping orders. Wayne Grow. That's Wayne Grow. Joe. For Thanksgiving, smoked turkey with mesquite for 12 hours after an overnight brine. Girlfriend number one came over with her pug. Dog jumped up and started licking the turkey.
Yeah.
My back was turned. Hey, a dog just wants to enjoy some. Dog just wants to enjoy some turkey, Osito. You gotta let it bask in the. How'd the pug jump up to the table? That's an athletic pug. Pug's little legs, right?
Yeah, maybe jump on a chair and then on the table.
She was exercising that pug and getting it to the point where it would be able to get up on that table. She was training it for that. Yeah, again, man, Rich, thank you for that super chat, brother. I appreciate it, man. Bike, meaning I have to take a river ferry across. You can. There's
Thai.
but you can cross some of the bridges, Jim said, and I think you can cross all the bridges. You just have to be willing to not stop if the police ask you to at the other end. Usually, if you just keep going and pretend like you didn't see them waving you down, they'll just let you go. That's my understanding anyway.
It's just like they might grouping and try to stop you at the other side of the bridge.
Yeah. Or if you've ever seen
someday, random day.
Random days. And there's a video on YouTube called Thai Police Terminator. And it's a video of a cop, just a guy tried to run from them. And he literally walks in the middle of the road and kicks him off his scooter while he's driving. So, I mean, sometimes they take it seriously. But I think that guy was actually a drug suspect and he was fleeing. And so they kicked him off. I've never seen a cop. Most traffic cops in Thailand don't even have, or at least in Bangkok, don't even carry guns. I think because it's just something extra to carry, so why bother? And most of them are super chill. I know a lot of people talking about they always want to get bribes, and that's just never been my experience. I've never had an issue. I got pulled over once. I had to pay a fine, but I was driving in the wrong lane, and I knew I was in the wrong. Because you're only supposed to drive in the leftmost lane in Thailand, and I was in the rightmost lane, and they pulled me over. So I stopped, and they gave me a ticket, and I paid it. Not a big deal. But other than that, never really had an issue. Oh, no, BNP Chris was a member. This is saying he's become a member.
For 7 months.
Oh, 7 months. Okay.
Ah.
So when it popped up here, it just said he had became a member. It doesn't come up with his message though. He says he has a migraine. Hey man, hope you're feeling better.
Oh.
Also, he's on. So that must mean now Chris is a 7 months. Joe will be 7 months, and a few other people are at 7 months now. Nice. Yeah, if you guys don't know, the Ideator, if you become a member of the channel, you get access to all of the emojis that we made. The custom. There's an Auntie Jib emoji. There's a Tuk Tuk emoji. You guys get access to all those. The scooter emoji. And actually, if we had 2 more members, I think it's 2 more members, we unlock the next emoji. So, we've got a durian one right now as well. But I'm going to, when we get to the next level where we can unlock another emoji, I'll put up a vote and let you guys pick which one we designed. And I have a feeling it might be another Auntie Jib emoji. I don't know. But we'll see how the vote goes. A new iteration of Auntie Jib. Landmark asked, where am I from in the U.S.? More of a complicated answer to that question than...
From everywhere.
Yeah. So I grew up in Rhode Island. I spent my first 18 years there in Rhode Island in a small industrial city north of the capital called Pawtucket. I moved to Boston when I was 18. I went to college out there for about 1.5 years and then dropped out and started a company with some friends that did okay but didn't really work out. And then I worked for a company called Cosmo, which was a startup backed by Amazon in their Boston office until they went out of business in 2001, I guess, or 2000. And then I didn't do anything for a little while. Joined the Army, ended up living in North Carolina for a bit, California. And then I was in Rhode Island for another few years and then ended up back in back. I ended up in Ohio, where I lived in Cleveland, until I moved to Thailand. So yeah, like kind of like from all over, I guess a little bit, but mostly Rhode Island is where I grew up.
He type in Thai, which province where you from?
Yeah, not.
So
we
it's
don't, we
I
don't have
think
provinces.
I think
yeah.
in
States.
yes, right.
Yeah,
so
but is there a
it
word
might
for
be
state?
like a เมืองเหรอ Actually เมือง is city, but in US it might be รัฐ state is รัฐ มาจากรัฐไหน
So yeah, all over, but you know, whatever. It's America like can be like that, but I also know people who've never left Rhode Island. It's the smallest state. Like they've just never gone anywhere in their life. They don't care.
It's very big country.
I couldn't wait to get out. It's a very economically depressed state. It's not somewhere I'd want to call home still. And even like if you're successful in Rhode Island, you're still not successful, right? It's like you're still in Rhode Island, kind of. So it's nice beaches. Like there are very nice parts of it. Probably the best pizza in America, and I'll fight anyone who argues otherwise. Like
Not Pala?
Pala's like the best pizza overall, but like in America, like Rhode Island has some of the best pizza. Like food in Rhode Island is actually not bad, especially pizza. And I think like basically from Boston to like Philly, you'd be hard pressed if you had like a little strip of land between Boston and Philly. That whole stretch, you'd be hard pressed to find bad pizza. Just because there's so much good pizza, it becomes overwhelming the standard. Oh my God, -6 in Fairbanks. And windy. So you might not know this, babe. In America, when it gets really cold, we have something called wind chill.
So it's like ice
No.
built up?
So they'll say the temperature is -6.
Yeah.
But the wind chill might be -40. Which means when the
So how can you go out of the house?
wear a lot of clothes.
It's like, how can you breathe like that cold?
Actually, breathing cold air feels good.
Huh?
Yeah. It's like makes your lungs feel fresh.
Ah.
Like cold, crisp, dry air. But yeah, it burns for sure. Like burns your eyes, burns your nose when it's that cold. When -6 isn't bad. -20 is bad. So like at -6, it's like it's like not a big deal.
So how many layers that you wear? Clothes.
At -6, I would probably wear like short. Back in the day, I would have wore shorts with like a shirt and a hoodie.
Huh?
Yeah. At -6, it's not that bad.
You know, like I went to Korea almost the end of the winter,
Yeah.
and it's like maybe like 6 degrees.
Yep. Well, because we live here now, right?
I wear like too many
like,
layers.
It's like when I lived in a cold place and it was cold all year, I could definitely be out in the cold without problem. Now, when I went back to San Francisco and it was like 10 degrees, I was struggling. You know, so like it depends on where you're at in your.
But here you struggle with the heat also,
That's the downside. Like I don't really ever get used to it.
or humid.
I feel the humidity is like I don't mind the heat, but it's like the 100% humidity. That's a bit rough.
No, it's just 80.
It's just 80. Yeah, just 80. Oh, Scarface, say hello to my little friend. Oh, Gator Jake, what's up, man? Thank you so much, dude. Awesome, $15 super chat, bro. Thank you. Say, good to see you guys again. Dana drinking coffee out of a mason jar. Well, that's worth the price of admission. Let me grab some background and a cola for y'all for lunch. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, that's the only way to drink coffee for me, out of the mason jar. I love this.
The jar you cannot put your hand to clean
Yeah,
inside.
I can't. Even this is the wide mouth. My hand doesn't fit, but Jim can get her whole hand in there and like clean the inside. Oh. Yeah, good to see you here, Gator Jake, man. Thanks. Thank you again, man. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for the super chat. Craig says we went to New York City for Thanksgiving parade. Nice. Staying in Times Square. Staying in Times Square is nice.
We expensive my Times Square.
It's not that bad, actually.
Wow.
It depends. I stayed there years ago. At the time, I believe the place was called the QT, and then it was taken over by Grace Suites. But they had an indoor pool in the basement.
In the basement?
Yeah, it's in New York. So actually, like in New York, to have like an indoor pool in a hotel is not as common as like everywhere has indoor pools here. It's not a common thing in the U.S. And so they had a pool bar at this one in New York at the QT. And it was kind of cool. You could like hang at the bar, order drinks in the basement. It was a very chill vibe, and they had a sauna and everything. I enjoyed it. You can find, of course, you can find them at JJ. But are you trusting what you get at JJ? I like the cops who throw fishing nets on suspects. I've seen that. They throw the net on the people they're chasing. If the immediate fine is less than a court fine, well, that works for me. Yeah, absolutely. That's right. You gotta weigh the opportunity costs. Just don't carry a ton of cash on you, because I've been told like the fine is based on what they see in your wallet. So I've been told. Oh yeah, here's all of these are all the emojis.
Yo.
So 2 more members. I think 2 more members. It might be 3 more members. We unlock a new emoji, and I'll probably have you guys vote on emojis soon. Yeah, we've got the scissors, the durian, the mango
That's our
steam,
embroidery
the
frame.
embroidery frame, and Auntie Jib. So we might go still accurate. So yeah, we'll do a vote to see
That's
what
7 years ago.
the next one is. That's an old
Photo.
photo. That's from when we first started to date. I took that photo of you back when you still had the dyed hair from the wedding. Her friend's wedding, not hers.
Yes. And you know, like her friend, some of her friend asked if I'm single.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And they were like, "No, did you see the big white dude at the wedding?" That's who she came with. They're like, "All right, never mind." Florida's freezing. I think Florida is in
Florida?
danger of freezing this year. Yeah.
No, maybe not.
It depends on weather
Freeze,
patterns.
man.
They freeze some years, and like they'll lose their
Really?
entire citrus crop.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if Florida freezes, it's like a really major thing, because they have year-round crops, and
And just die because of.
the farmers work to try to protect as much of it as they can.
Yeah.
But if the freeze lasts too long, it kills off those winter crops.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
We have problem with like a drought here.
Yeah. Rhode Island is that? Yeah, Family Guy is from a fake town in Rhode. There's no town called Quahog. Quahog's a food that we eat in Rhode Island. It's like a type of clam. You can get like stuffed quahogs. It's like clam meat mixed with bread and andouille sausage, put back in the shell, then baked. But yeah, that's where it's from. Actually, Seth MacFarlane, who writes that show, he went to college in Rhode Island. He went to RISD. So I think that's why he has like the idea of like our ridiculous accent and sort of like the crazy culture of Rhode Island. Dana's New Year's gift and resolution is a horseback riding video across provinces after long walk video. No. I don't even know, like, they must have horses here. Cause I have a couple friends who are into equestrian sports here. And they ride at like a stable outside of the city or on the edge of the city. But I don't know if they have like horses you can just ride like out like between places. I know I saw a horse in Phuket.
There's the farm in Pattaya.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what it's called, but it's a horse riding like course, like train you. You can learn how to ride it, and it's like professional.
Yeah.
And in some, and there's the army here. They have their own horse. Like you remember like the soldier ride a horse.
12 strong.
No. I mean like Thai.
Oh.
So like in some parade, there's a horse with the parade.
Yeah.
So they have it here somewhere
Okay.
in Bangkok, and like I believe you can train there, but pay.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could actually ride one across provinces. That'd be interesting.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think horses would be good in the jungle, and just because it's so slippery. They're good on the beach though. Horses do good on sand.
But I think your weight not good for the horse.
Probably not. Probably not. Oh, Joe says it's 17 where he's at. So not too
17.
cold.
Cold.
All right, where are we at? Is there a story behind? Yeah, my head is shiny. That's the story behind the hat hike. It was causing a glare with the camera, so that's the story behind the hat. Wife and I stayed at a place called The Time in Times Square years ago. It was great. Nice. Yeah, the QT, like I said, when I stayed at the QT, it was a great little spot. Nice restaurant, too, inside there. They had, and there was an Indian place next door that had really good Indian food. Auntie Jib sticker. Yeah, so all the members, you guys start thinking about the new sticker. So if we add a couple more members, we'll come up with a new emoji and what it should be. Maybe another Auntie Jib design. We could go with we could get the motorcycle Auntie Jib Thug Life one. Or I know John has another design. He sent me badass Bangkok Auntie Mafia.
I think
Bangkok
too much
Auntie
detail.
Mafia. Maybe too much detail, but there was a Auntie Jib monster trucky design too. It looked like a Songtel lifted like a monster truck. Is there an emoji of Jib biting down on some Vegemite? No. Oh, we don't have that one yet. Oh, it could be a Vegemite sticker too. Something Vegemite related. I love Vegemite. Craig says 3 wallets: cop wallet, wife wallet, bro wallet. Choose wisely. Indeed. Oh, Joe says Daddy Dana emoji. Oh, what would that look like? Joe, you gotta send us a sample. What does that look like?
Yeah.
Almost 80 Fahrenheit today in Florida. Okay, that's not bad. It's cool for you guys, but it's not bad. No, not yet. So there at least one plan for this month. That is one I've never seen anyone do before, and I'm probably going to film it on the 26th. Is the plan, like a half-day thing in Bangkok, and then I'm trying to plan another one. I want to get my buddy Rob to go on his renovated GTO up to a dam. It's a nice ride, and I've been there like 3 or 4 times on that particular motorcycle trip. It's one, a nice ride. 2, it's a fun day, and it's a very interesting location because of its function. Warmer than Chiang Mai, right? Yeah, a lot of people up there. It's getting really cool.
Yes.
Joe votes for Daddy Dana.
Yeah.
Buff Daddy Dana or Aquaman suits. Oh, Joe, yeah, we could do the the budget Aquaman meme with the chubby guy. I think you sent that one to Jib, the 2 Aquamans. Expectation versus reality.
Why you guys like to ruin my imagination?
I see. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Huh?
It's a song. Been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Huh.
Okay, I'll play it for you later. I've been to the Statue of Liberty, up to the Crown, on Liberty Island.
Oh.
I think it's actually part of New Jersey now, technically. I don't think it was when I went years ago. I think it was originally part of New York, but now it's part of Jersey. So, I think that if I remember, there was like a legal battle to determine if the island was part of Jersey or New York. Oh, Jared, so much cool stuff in Bangkok in December. So the malls would be like the
shopping.
Yeah, a lot of shop, a lot of
food,
a lot of food, a lot of shopping. But I think like the the nice thing used to be that I don't think it'll happen this year, but there used to be what they call beer gardens in Bangkok in December.
Oh, maybe not this year.
Not this year. Like they used to do like Chong soft serve ice cream, Chong flavored soft serve ice cream, but they would have these beer gardens pop up at all these like just really cool outdoor locations.
In front of shopping mall.
On the roof of shopping malls.
Yes.
Yeah, like all these cool spots that you
As
can't
I
normally
remember,
get
like
to.
a Central World, the area in the front is like
All beer.
many brand of
Yeah.
the beers, and like you sit there, enjoy like a live music, and you
Yep.
order food. But
Yep.
I never sit there because it's too loud for me.
Yeah, the small ones can be a bit overwhelming. Like at
Everywhere
at
is
Central
too
World, I
loud.
think it would be okay because you can get
No.
far enough away from the music. But I went to one at
I just walk past it, it's okay. But like to sit there and you try to talk with your friends, that hurt my ears.
I went to
so
one in
cannot.
La Prow that was so small that it was like live music. It was just like overwhelming as far as like to sit there and can't hear anything. But I think that like the one at Central World is probably big enough that you can kind of get there and chill. But the nice thing about it is it's really cool this time of year. So you can be outside and it's very comfortable, and usually there's a lot of good food options. So it's a good time.
But maybe not this year.
Yeah, maybe not this year. I think they're probably not going to have it this year. Oh, here was Siam Center and Malls, Ideopolis exhibition, and Snake Man exhibition at Nana. You can see a lot of man snakes at Nana sometimes. Depends on what time you go. Yeah, as far as like overall though, in Bangkok, all the malls will have some type of cool event like all December in Bangkok. And then they don't really do anything at the Palace or like any of the royal locations in December, right?
Huh?
Like
The what?
like any exhibitions or anything.
Not exhibition, but you can visit.
Yeah, but you can always visit. I mean, there's no uniquely December exhibitions. Thailand likes to make a big deal about the New Year countdown. That's like a big thing here. I went like my first year here, and I ended up I was at Central World for the countdown, and the fireworks blew up overhead, and like were dropping stuff on us. So I mean, it was like not the greatest experience. And it was a lot of people. It was super packed. I wasn't loving it. And then you got to try to get home at like 1 a.m., which is not easy. And everyone's trying to get home at 1 a.m. So, yeah, I prefer to just stay in on New Year's. But, yeah, there's always some cool stuff going on in Bangkok. Pickled Tours, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you coming by the stream. I love the... Joe wants this to be the Big Daddy Dana emoji when we get a few more members and we unlock the next one.
Oh, guys who live here in Bangkok, tomorrow there's the first day of the Thai craft exhibition in Bang Na.
Oh.
By Bang Na.
Okay.
It's like 9 to 12 December. So you can visit that. That might be like very good stuff if you like Thai thing.
And Baitek's a nice location to visit.
Just take BTS
Yeah.
Bang Na and walk.
Walk right there.
Let me find one.
Actually, I remember the first time I went to Baitek, I don't think it connected to the bridge. And now it does.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Wait long time until they connect.
Yeah.
Let me
You used to have to walk out on the street and then cross this drainage pipe to get
ใช่
to get in. So yeah, the trucks with the speakers, and we get those in our neighborhood sometimes in Mazakian, and they'll come by and they record their voice and put it on loop, and they'll drive around
something.
and sell something, and like you'll always hear it.
eggs.
Yeah. Junk.
Or buy.
Yeah.
Buy like a broken thing, like a broken like TV or furniture.
So there's always something. Gator Jake says, joined a bit late. Maybe I missed your commentary on the topic, but are you seeing a pickup in tourism? Not really, Jake. I haven't really talked about it. But there, to me, there's no visible tourism uptick in Bangkok. I have friends in Phuket, friends in Samui, and they say they're seeing a little bit more people. But here in Bangkok, things kind of look normal. Like they look like from a vendor perspective, they look like normal for the past 2 years. Okay, here's the Thai Craft Fair in Bytech, if you guys want to see. And it says 9 to 12 December.
Yes.
Eight-
At Bytech.
Yeah, H98 to 100. What's
It's
that?
a hall.
Hall 98 and 100. So, yeah.
So of course there will be a sign there like which room to go.
Actually, a lot of good food in that area, too. Not at Bytech, but you get outside there. There's a lot of good street food. So, or maybe there should be a video for the Nip by Jib channel doing Thai.
Huh?
I said maybe we should make a video for the Nip by Jib channel in Thai.
Nah.
Yeah. But, sorry, where was I? Yeah, so I haven't seen an uptick in tourism in Bangkok, but I have seen like just more people out, like more locals. You see more cars on the street now. There's more motorcycles, but I'm not really seeing tourists. Like the people I see look to be locals, as far as I can tell. Like the areas I've been. I gotta go to Ekamai today, so today and tomorrow. So we'll see how that looks as far as people. Like if it looks more touristy or if it looks better. I'm referring to the Serpent Man exhibition at Nana, the old bar scene exhibit. Oh, I don't know this. I'll have to check that out, Imazaki. Serpent Man at Nana, okay. Not Man Serpent, but Serpent Man. Two different things. Pickled tours for New York. New Year's Eve, stay local as the trains close down at 12 or 1 a.m. by memory. It used to be that the train ran late on New Year's Eve or on New Year's Day.
I think just like one day that they will open late.
Yeah, I think it was only like 2 a.m. So like if you missed the last train, you were kind of screwed. And then you gotta like the year I did it, I lived in Patumtani, so
no train anyway.
so I had to take the train to Chatuchat and then try to get a van and then risk going home in a van with all the drunk drivers. So stupid on my part.
Yes.
So I'd rather just stay home and like not go out. And usually we order food, we'll get pizza or something, or have friends over and just chill.
So the problem here is like people drink and they drive.
Oh, it's a problem everywhere, babe. But yeah,
I don't know. But
it
here
is
like
prevalent here.
you would see it quite often.
Yeah, usually the day after New Year's, the news is reporting how many drunk driving accidents there were. The last couple of years we had spent, or before the pandemic, we had spent the previous few years usually on New Year's with our friend David and like some mutual friends. David and his wife Om and some of our mutual friends, and we would either go to our house or his house or someone else's. Our other friend John has a big pad out in La Prow, so we've been to his house a few times. But he's in the U.S. as his daughter. Yeah, this is... Maybe that should be the next emoji for the members is the bottom version of Jason Momoa's Aquaman. So we usually spend it with them, and David's wife's a dope cook, so obviously like whenever we get the chance for her to cook food, we don't mind.
Food's so good.
I like the Habat truck guy yelling Habat.
Huh? Habat.
Whoever's selling something for $5, Habat. Or maybe trying to get customers.
I don't know, 5 baht. Like, what can you get? 5 baht? No.
Actually, Jared has a good comment here. He says, most tourists coming now seem to be Thailand veterans, not many young backpackers, which used to make up the majority of the crowds. Yeah, I see a lot of people who are using this opportunity to, like, return to Thailand. Like you said, like, the veteran kind of visitors. I don't think we're going to see backpackers for, like, another year or so. I don't think we're going to see casual tourism for another year or so either. Like people who are just like, hey, let's go to Thailand for the week or let's make a trip. I think Thailand is still going to be a bucket list location for a lot of people because it is amazing. Especially like people who want to go to like great beaches, or obviously Bangkok is like a bucket list city for a lot of people. To me, it's like up there with like Tokyo, right? It's this unique experience. So I think those people will return. It's just not going to be right now. Like the risk reward equation for I think most of them just isn't working at this moment. But for people who want to be here, like people who want to be here as much as possible will come back if this is their opportunity, I think, and they'll come right now and figure it out. I would like to see tourism obviously return sooner rather than later, but I think globally it's not gonna be the case for a little while, unfortunately. This is the way I see it. I mean, if I lived in the U.S. and I worked in the U.S. and I had to figure out where am I going to go, am I going to take a vacation this year, where am I going to go, would I take the risk to come back to Thailand even though I love it? Probably not. Like the amount of travel, the uncertainty of the whole situation with testing and the one-day quarantine, I would probably opt for something domestic as opposed to risking an international trip at the expense and the uncertainty. That's my take. I hope other people are maybe more risky than me, or
If
less,
they're willing to stay here like a
they're more risk
long time, not
yeah.
just like short vacation.
Well, I hope there are people who will still come for like a 2-week vacation. I think Europeans, it makes a lot more sense. It's about half the travel time for them as it is for an American.
Yes.
So keep in mind, from America, it's 2 long flights to get here. Whereas if you're in Europe, it's still a long flight, but it's just 1, right? And a lot of European countries fly directly into Bangkok. So it's a logistically less challenging and less risk, I think. I hope. Gator Jake says, if you're in the RCA area of Bangkok, stop by the Wab Cafe and visit my niece. Her name is Rasa. Okay.
Oh.
Rasa, the same name as my visa agent. Right? Rasa?
Rada.
Oh, Rada. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm bad with names. I'm sorry, guys. Wap Cafe. Okay. And I haven't been to RCA in a long time.
ใช่
And I've only ever been during the day. That's how lame I am. I've never been to RCA at night. Not seen a farang for 3 months apart from my mom and dad. Really? Okay. And you're out in Chumbury, you said, Toby? So is it usually more frequent out there, Toby? Like, do you see pre 2 years ago, pre March 2020, did you see more? Like, was it common? Wob is open day and night. Seems like a place to hang out. Okay, it might be worth checking out. And visit with Rasa. Oh, Joe wants to know top 5 vegetarian restaurants. Ooh. Well, I don't know. Oh, so there are a few places that are like vegetarian or vegan only in Bangkok. So, May Veggie Home for sure is on that list. Nature Cafe, Nature's Edge Cafe is on that list for sure.
Bangkok
Okay.
Hospital is like not far.
Then, okay, so those are 2 that are strictly vegetarian. So Vegan is kind of like a dirty fast food vegan spot that I don't mind. Holy Burger makes good vegan burgers. But then I would say like places that just have good vegan food but are also regular restaurants. Pala for sure goes on that list. Just because it's my favorite restaurant in Bangkok, period. And Tortilla Quemada, which is my friend Colin's Mexican place. And I know this is Chris's favorite Mexican spot as well. But they do vegetarian, vegan, and then everything else. They have a bunch of different porks and different things that they make and beef. So like even Jib likes their Mexican food. So remember when I brought back from Colin's place? So it's good. It takes a long ass time for them to make your food. That's like his style. Everything is handmade, which is why it's a bit more expensive. Pickle Tours, I'm sure you have been asked a lot, but what is happening with the podcast? Yeah, so actually I talked to Mike. I saw Mike the other day, and we kind of said, like, what do we want to do? And then we didn't come up to a conclusion. So I don't know what's going to happen if me and Mike will launch Bangkok Strange again, or maybe Mike and I do something different that is a different format where it's easier for him to do it remotely. Because Bangkok Strange honestly works because we're together. It's the energy. It's the... Actually, speaking of which, I think Mike just messaged me. Mike did just message me. Actually, I'm gonna message him back and be like, "Hey, I'm actually talking about you on my live right now." But so name it Nada or something. Live stream. What head are you saying? My visa agency. Oh, he's talking about the live stream. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. So yeah, I would like to think that we'll do something again. I don't know if it'll be Bangkok Strange. It might be something different. We want to do something, but here's the challenge. Mike is much more mobile now than he was before. So it'll have to be a different format or a different approach or something that we can do remotely. He seems to have good internet in Samui when he's there, but that's not the only place he's going. So hopefully I'll see him again before he leaves. I'll message him after the stream and try to set up a coffee with him again at the same spot. But so if me and him do something different, then I would figure out something else for Bangkok Strange. Like maybe a new co-host or a shift in format, because like Mike was actually the second co-host. Woody was the original. Then Woody couldn't do it. He had issues. He was finding a job, and Mike was a great fit. And actually, I think the show really kind of grew into something different with Mike. But again, without Mike here consistently, that particular show, that particular format becomes a challenge. So I would love to do maybe another show with Mike or a different concept show with Mike in the future, if he's going to be moving around a lot and traveling. So something that we don't have to have as fixed of a schedule, that we maybe record remotely and then just upload as a podcast, not necessarily do a live show attached with it. Because if he's traveling at random times, it's not like he comes on every Monday, back on every Friday. So there's a few different challenges to that logistically, and we'll talk about it and we'll figure something out. And like, he's happy right now, so like that's awesome. Like Gracie's back, he's married, they're doing their thing. Yeah, all good. We'll figure something out though. Podcast will return at some point in the future. I can't give a definitive answer, Pickle Tours, but actually, funny thing, I just got my analytics update yesterday on the Bangkok Strange podcast, and like, so I get like analytic emails on all my different podcasts, and Bangkok Strange still did like 300 downloads last month, and we haven't published an episode in like a year, and Dapper Villains did like 12,000. So there's clearly the content's still engaging people, so I'll figure something out. But good question. Thank you, Pickle Tours. I like that name, Pickle Tours. I was kind of deep down a rabbit hole last night looking at pickled egg videos. I don't know what happened. I looked up a recipe for how to make a soy sauce egg. And then next thing I know, I'm watching a couple in Alaska pickle 350 eggs in their backyard. Vietnam announced June 2022 will be the rebirth of tourism. I wonder how many more variants will occur. Has Thailand announced a mass tourism start date? I think that's a bit optimistic to announce a date 6 months out if you don't know what's going to happen. As far as I know, Thailand has not announced anything, but we'll see. The Serpent Man exhibition is at the Pat Pong Museum, not Nana. And hello from, hey, what's going on from Canada? How's the weather out there? About Black Coffee Club? I get cold based on the emoji. Pat Pong. I've never been to the Pat Pong Museum. I want to go. I've heard it's actually really like an interesting historic look at that area, at that neighborhood.
There's a museum there? I don't know.
Yeah, it's about like all the way from like what it is today to what it is today.
Oh.
And like it covers like who started it, who put the shops
So
in.
it's like that just not let me go around that. That's what I know.
I used to have an office in Patpong, in Cheongnangsy, and I had to walk past that neighborhood to get to the train. And at 5 p.m., even like still light out, like they'd be trying to get you to come back to the like, oh, you like Thai girl or you like lady boy, come into the club. I'm just trying to go home. Hike says 2023 a bust. I hear you. Nice info. And are you near the Great Lakes Black Coffee Clubs? Oh, Black Coffee Club. Yeah, yeah. Where in the Great White North are you at? People who need to travel for business will be the first ones to travel. Then the tourists. Yeah, I agree with you. Just saying, absolutely. You know, I think I've said this before on the stream, but in 2020, right before lockdown started, before borders closed, I was supposed to have a business trip to Malaysia and Hong Kong. And I was nervous about going, and Jib was like, she's like, you shouldn't, because I don't know if you're going to be able to get back. They may close the border. And so I pushed the trip, and lucky I did, because I would have been stuck in KL for like a year until I could have got back. And like my visa would have lapsed in that time. It would have been a big mess. Luckily, I have connections and resources in KL. I would have been able to work. I would have been okay. And
But you can't come back.
yeah, I couldn't come back. That's what would have sucked. Hoping for April 1. Okay, nice. Bangkok, then Phuket. Are you still planning to do Tiger Muay Thai training camp? Joe, you should consider. There may be another option soon. I gotta wait to hear from Lagange, but I know he's working on a gym thing, so it might be something cool for you. Which pickup truck is Jib's favorite? Oh, pickup truck, Hilux.
Pick up, I don't know.
Yeah. Hilux probably the most popular one.
Yeah,
in Bangkok.
maybe.
Yeah.
It's good when it's flat.
Hilux is a nice truck. Definitely comfy. Sorry, Jim. I think it's about the Aquaman. RCA was our go-to place after dark. I know a lot of people like RCA. I've never been like a nightlife person, so it hasn't been for me. Toby lives in a small village, so no Farang. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I saw a lot last night in my neighborhood. So when we were at that other market, I saw 3 that I've never seen before in my hood. So, and like for Bangkok, I mean, it's not like it's like, listen to the thing. So, okay, I'm going to rant for a little bit, guys, if you don't mind. If you'll allow me, if you'll indulge me a rant, I would appreciate it. You'll see videos that pop up from time to time, and it will be like, no tourists in this area, foreigners don't go to this area of Bangkok, and then you'll click on the video on the dudes at like Bang Na Station or something. Like anywhere in Bangkok, there have been foreigners there. I promise you, there's nowhere in Bangkok that there's never been a foreigner. There are areas that foreigners do not frequently go, but it doesn't mean that there's never been any there. Like, most of Thailand, like we were in the Hill Tribe. When we went to the Hill Tribe, I was the first foreigner a lot of the kids had seen because they were young. But like once they're a teenager, they go into town. Even though it's like a rural town, there's foreigners in that town. They might not be American, they might be European, or they might be South African. Could be from anywhere. But whenever I see like videos in Bangkok, like no foreigners here in Bangkok, like total BS.
Even in my family side,
yeah,
there's a foreigner, like they train at a Muay Thai gym.
Yeah, so
it's like they jog in the morning with the Thai fighter.
So, like, I promise you, if you ever see a video that says this area of Bangkok doesn't have foreigners, it's complete clickbait and a lie. And especially, like, they get off, if someone takes the train to that area, it's guaranteed there's foreigners there on a daily basis. They're just not pointing a camera at them at that moment. Okay. Jim's minivan.
It's minivan, not pickup.
Alabama. Oh yeah, 24-hour minimum to Bangkok. Yeah, for sure. Even when I flew from Cleveland, I had to fly to Atlanta, then Tokyo, then Bangkok. It's like 35 hours of travel for me. Time to get the band back together. Like the Blues Brothers. Hell yeah. Madeline Greenwald. Some of the other countries nearby which make casual tourism easy are re-shutting down too. I'm in Korea, which has an O outbreak. Reinstated quarantine. I'm canceling 3 weeks January Thailand vacation. Yeah. Madeline, sorry to hear that you got to cancel your vacation, but yeah, I probably would too. Like if they're reinstating quarantine and there's other shutdowns, like why risk it, right? Like we want you to come here. Don't get me wrong. Like especially like if you're living in another part of Asia, like Thailand's such a great place to go to. It's so short to visit here. It's easy and like yeah, of course. In January, who doesn't want to get a little bit of warm weather if you're in Korea, right? But January beaches in Thailand, it'd be amazing compared to like winter in Korea. Nice, not too hot, not cold, just right. But yeah, it sucks. So we'll see what happens. Who's holding a banjo? Who has the cowbell in that combo?
Not him.
No, with me and Mike. I'd be the banjo guy, and Mike rocks the cowbell with the one drumstick.
No.
For sure. That's the way it goes. Pre-COVID, most destinations were bursting at the seams with tourists, way over capacity. So even if a place is now 10% back to normal, it only seems like, yeah, that's true. That's true, Jared. And actually, one of the things I hope that Thailand takes away from this is that they put stronger protections in place for the ecological tourism. Like Maya Bay has been closed for years.
They set up new rules for
I hope they get
Maya
followed.
Bay.
I know that there are new rules in place. I hope they're followed. Even in Bangkok, like I would like to see more. I would love to see more policies put in place to for low waste tourism or ecotourism. We have the electric Klong boats now. That's going to be a big help. But the amount of actual trash and single-use plastic that we see just get disposed, there would be... I'm not trying to pick on Chinese people when I say this, but Chinese tours were a big part of tourism in the city. And I can remember walking past Erewhon and a bus full of Chinese tourists just unleashes a wave on Erewhon. And when they clear out, there's just plastic bottles and straws and stuff all over the ground, overflowing. And waste management in Thailand is not fantastic. So I would love to see a little bit more attention be paid to that as the tourism in the city ramps back up. I think it would make a huge difference in the overall quality of tourism that we see here. But I also don't think Chinese tourism is going to return in the near future. I think they're going to have a little bit more of a weight just on their government's policy. Yeah.
I think they not allow their people to go out anywhere yet because they're afraid they will bring disease back to the country.
So I think that's probably 2 years out for them. But again, policies I would like to see, and I know that there's been talk about it from other avenues, but we'll see what happens. More cowbell. Absolutely, Hike. There should always be more cowbell. You gotta have more cowbell. I want more cowbell. Did you guys know there's a Pattaya 2 district? What? Pattaya 2 district?
What is that?
Yeah, what is that? The Mark and Landmark. Give me some more context. Pattaya 2. What is Pattaya 2? Here we go. Honestly, I think a show that is one guy in BKK and another who is effing gorgeous traveling, just spitballing. We gotta find that gorgeous guy though, Mike. I don't know where we're gonna find him. Mike's in the house. What size is your Bangkok Strange shirt? I'm trying to gauge so I can order one. Mine is a 3X, Waylon. So they're standard American sizing. So I think I have very large shoulders and stomach. My abs are huge. I wear a 3X usually just to get the shoulder fit right. You can see this one is actually a bit short on the shoulder. This one actually goes over a bit on my shoulder. So the 3X, and I think I'm a 58 inch shoulder to shoulder. Or yeah, what's my shoulder to shoulder measurement, babe? So we'll have Jib measure me shoulder to shoulder. Measure me and then measure seam to seam. That's seam to seam.
shoulder นี่ไง shoulder ใช่ไหม
No. Oh yeah, you're not at the seam. Yeah, that's. Okay, so what's my shoulder?
26
All right, so 20 inches or centimeter? Inches, right?
inches
So 26 inches, my shoulder to shoulder measurement, and the shirt measures what, babe? Seam to seam?
27
27 seam to seam. So the 3X is 27 seam to seam. And it's been washed a few times, so it did shrink a little bit, maybe less than 2% shrinkage. Pickled egg videos. Are you sure you're not from Northwest Florida, not Rhode Island? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I went deep down that hole just looking at Japanese marinated eggs, and somehow I'm watching couples in Alaska pickle 350 eggs. Oh, no. Bangkok Strange never broke up. Let's get that clear, Hike. There was no breakup. It's just on hiatus. It was me watching all the BS Dapper and Nip by Jib. You're all those views, Joe? I don't doubt that. I still have a bunch of credits at Pat Pong Museum from need to get there soon. Pat Pong, 1995, some crazy times during the afternoon for sure. So I remember, this is when I had an office there, so maybe 5 years ago. And there was a guy who I had met in Singapore whose wife was Thai, and she actually grew up in that part of Siloam. And so he was back, and they were staying in that area. And he was like, hey, do you want to... He was here, and he was like, hey, do you want to have a beer? I had met him when I was giving a talk in Singapore. And he's like, you want to meet for a beer? He's like, I'll introduce you to this other guy I know who's a CTO of a company here in Thailand. I was like, yeah, sure. And they were at like some outdoor bar. And so I was walking through the area of Patpong at night trying to find them. And a door opened to one of the bars, and I happened to look in, and I saw some things that were like, oh my, and just kept walking. There was some windmill action going on stage. It was very, very unique situation. Stuck in KL for a year. Yeah, if Jim hadn't been stuck in Bangkok, it would have been great, but being apart from Jib for a year would have been the tough part. But yeah, KL, I love KL as a city, man. It's definitely second home for me. The Stranger Bar, House of Drag Queens, 4.6, 153. Gay Bar, 114, 14 Siloam.
How could you know so many?
Get all this info there. In Toronto, nice. Working in the world of make-believe or film biz, as people know it better. Nice, man. Yeah, Toronto's big film industry. A lot of movies take place up there. Actually, it's funny because you see a lot of like movies now at the end. They'll credit like Toronto. Is it like Toronto Film Board or something? It'll be special thanks Toronto Film Board. And I know that they use Toronto for New York a lot as a stand-in city and film stuff up there. It can be like really good economics for a city to have like to attract film, and I think Toronto's done a really good job with that. Actually, when I was in, this is Hard Target 2, the direct to Pirate Bay, not sequel to the original classic. Scott Adkins was the main actor. I remember him telling me he had just filmed something in Toronto before he started filming that project. I think he's like the type of guy who films like back to back to back to back, like just constantly doing movies. Craig said, I've never been to the Pat Pong Museum, but the indelible memories of Pat Pong bars make me feel like I've been in a museum. Yeah, it's a mental museum, right? Just like what we call a memory palace. You've got a memory museum. Good, you know that I travel. I get stuck in Lunda, Angola for 7 months. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, being stuck somewhere, not a great situation. Yeah, right? I'll take KL any day. Hey, Token Nomad, what's up? Half the video titles on YouTube are well, yeah. Yeah, I get so like sometimes like they're funny. Like sometimes I get a kick out of them. Like it can work in favor of the video and it can be so outrageous that it's it's fun. It's part of the shtick. But when like I see people doing like trying to make serious videos about there are no foreigners in this part of Bangkok. Like, you don't know Bangkok if you think there are no foreigners in that part, or there have never been foreigners there. Come on. Like, yeah, it could be rare. In Bangkok, it can't even be rare. Like, probably on a daily basis there's a foreigner passing through that neighborhood.
You just don't see them.
Yeah. And look, and a lot of times, like, there are whole neighborhoods that, like, you might not see white people in, but there are a lot of foreigners. Right? Those places exist too. Re-rant, again, it's people trying to find authentic Thailand, which is what they think it is. Yeah. Authentic Thailand has always had foreigners. Thailand with no foreigners would be inauthentic. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jared. It's funny. Like, I want to make a video that dives in depth on the sort of like offensiveness of the term real Thailand. But at the same time, like I want to wait until Patty's here in Bangkok so I can ask him to be part of it because I've always given him a hard time about it, and I don't want it to be something that I put out and seems like I'm picking on Patty, because he says it when I think recently when he said it in his videos it was very tongue in cheek directed at me, so like I don't think he takes that serious, but. Like I've done some research and some writing about like the script for this real Thailand video that I want to make, and there's a lot of like Thais who will be involved in it, including like some professors, talking about like what that term actually means when they hear it, and it's one of those things like so cringe to me. Like when I hear someone like, "Oh, this is the real Thailand," as and they're in like some impoverished. Like agricultural community somewhere and like pointing their camera at someone who like spends $5 a day on food type of thing. Like it's the most unreal scenario because you're framing that as the majority of Thailand, which there's incredible wealth across Thailand, even in non-urban areas. So there's also incredible poverty, don't get me wrong, but that disparity and gap is part of Thailand. But a lot of people don't want to talk about, the Bentley dealership at Paragon because that doesn't feel real.
It's real.
That's
Someone
that's what
buy
Jim
it.
bought all her Bentleys.
No.
No, she prefers the Aston Martin. Actually, there's a Rolls Royce dealership there, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
There are many like expensive okay, just see it. It's good enough to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I've ridden in a Bentley. They're very nice cars. I don't like to drive, so like I'm not a car guy.
If you buy a Bentley, you have driver.
No, Bentley's a car you drive.
Really? I thought you have driver.
You could, but I mean, like Bentley's a driver's car, whereas like a Rolls Royce is like a car that you have a driver.
Ah.
Like there are cars made, like Bentleys are are luxury performance cars. They're not sports cars necessarily, but there's a car that you want to be driving.
Okay.
Like I think you're paying for the experience of driving it. Whereas with a Rolls Royce, I think you're paying for the experience of being driven.
Okay.
Type of thing. It's like no one buys that minivan that rich people drive around in Thailand to drive it. They buy it to be driven. You guys know a Mini Cooper costs $100,000 here? More than $100,000. Cars are not cheap. Imported cars are not cheap.
ใช่
More cowbell. A crowd of cowbell drummer. The problem is that the rules favor the wealthy, not the small mom and pop. This is the truth everywhere, Token Nomad, right? Is that success breeds success, right? So the more successful you are, the more you can leverage opportunity. However, I will say that Thailand does have a system for small and micro entrepreneurship. So you see so many small businesses, but it's a subsistence type of life when you do that, right? So when you're a small business owner in Thailand, or like a micro business owner, like someone who owns like a small food cart or like the hardware shop up the street from us, you're in a position to be successful to the point of subsistence, but without a bit more sophistication in your business model, you're not going to grow and scale and be like outrageously successful. With few exceptions, like JFI obviously has become a hugely successful restaurateur, street food restaurateur, through a number of different aspects. And there are some similar stories to that. I think actually fucking Hero wouldn't be a good example because he had brand and resource that she didn't when she started. So with his pork shop, so there are exceptions and then there are the majority, but you have to gauge based on the majority. I missed the overall. Yeah, I gotta patch my overalls, but they are still in play. Yes, some ecological tourism, but the Chinese have no regret. You're not wrong, Jake. You're not wrong. Definitely, some U.S. national parks are starting a lottery-based ticketing system, so everyone gets a fair shot at a ticket. Nice. The parks stay protected. Nature still feels natural. Yeah, I think that protecting the ecology of the areas that you want people to visit is important. If that means less people visit, that's fine, in my opinion. Start finding people who litter just like that. Yeah, I wish they would. I wish they would, man. Yeah, Singapore's a crazy place, but they've got that right. The city's very clean, very safe. Yeah, not worth it. Next year or this summer. Yeah, let's hope so, Madeline. Hope so. Are you holding a big wine glass in your profile picture, Madeline?
No.
It looks like I thought it was like a jumbo wine glass. I was like, where'd you get that glass?
Maybe it's the light.
Oh yeah,
lamp?
maybe. I was like, that's a big ass wine glass. I want that. It's like a whole bottle just fills the bottom.
Then you get like the goldfish bowl.
Yeah. So this is interesting. The older generation of Chinese tourists are some of the worst. The younger gens have a sense of how to behave. I would say probably 100% on the older generation. But same with American tourists, man. A lot of the older generation of American tourists have a much more me-centered mindset around tourism versus like eco-forward. But yeah, I think a lot of younger Chinese tourists prefer not to be on tours, which I think is where you get that massive sort of impact and kind of groupthink. Where I've met especially in Malaysia, I've met younger Chinese tourists that are just out by themselves and wanting to have a more unique local experience, and they take the responsibility and the privilege of travel much more seriously. Oh yeah, so.
Oh, that's a comment.
Try. Where's the best place in Bangkok to get standard American sizes? Oh, there's a shop called I think it's called Casual Mail, XX. There's one in Future Park in Rangsit. There's a few.
That's
few
not
others
Bangkok.
That's not Bangkok. There's a few malls that have that shop. Tokyo used to be my number one suggestion, but they closed.
They changed to Donkey.
And Donkey doesn't carry clothes anymore, or does not carry clothes like that. If you want like dress shirts, you just get them custom made. It's actually cheaper. Pop into a good tailor. It depends on the level of shirt you want. If you just want like an average shirt made of cotton, like as long as you find a shop that they're at least gonna fix it if it's not right, then you can get some shirts made pretty cheap. But yeah, actually, I like American size versus my size, right? That's even for me, buying any type of clothes is difficult just because I'm so big by comparison to like even American sizes.
真的啊
Jing.
I thought you said you're small
Yeah,
for
I used
American.
to joke that I was small for American sizes and people would believe me. But yeah, so yeah, one of those mall shops, and then but even like if you go to like Paragon, you go to the Levi shop, you're not gonna find like American sized jeans. They're all gonna be a shorter inseam and a smaller waist. Like they'll have sizes like a 26 waist for men, which I don't think I've ever seen in America. If only there was a tailor in the house. Yeah, if you want custom jeans, we do custom denim. So we could do custom jeans, custom jackets, but like dress shirts and stuff we don't do. Yeah, go see a BS reunion tour. That shirt kept me entertained on Friday nights during the early lockdown. Oh, that shit kept me. Yeah, no, I miss it, but I'm super happy to see Mike happy. Like that's the big thing. So we'll figure something out. Do a Hulkster Maniac ripping. I'm not ripping the Bangkok Strange shirt. Definitely not. Okay, brother.
Huh?
The Hulk, the way the Hulk used to talk. Listen here, brother. I was always more of a Macho Man fan. I loved Macho Man. Hulk was always a bit like, Oh, here we go. My very first night. Listen. The real Bangkok. Oh, God, Joe. Joe sent this as the real Bangkok. If you can't see, the sign says female, but there are urinals in the bathroom. Joe, that's horrible, but funny. I like Token's comment. My very first night in Bangkok in September of 95, I sat upstairs at a pad pong bar next to an entire German family, including 2 kids that looked like they were 15 watching a live sex show. Welcome to Bangkok.
What?
So I've been, and I don't know if this is like a German thing, but I remember seeing a German family with their young kids on Soy Cowboy.
Huh?
And the dad was pushing the stroller and the mom was like negotiating with one of the girls. It was a very strange thing.
Huh?
And their kids looked to be like 10 and 3 or 10 and 5. Like the young one was still in the stroller.
Younger
And
than 4.
So the mom and dad, and I heard them talking, so she sounded like her English was with a German accent, which could have been any from that region, but she was like talking with a girl like outside one of the bars, like, oh, how much, come home with us? And like their kids are there, like they're pushing them through the Soy Cowboy. So I was like, damn. Madrid Bar in Papong used to be a CIA hangout during the Vietnam War. Went to check it out. No girls, but an experience. Retro. Okay, well, Madrid Bar in Papong. See, I've never even been there. I need to, like, I've been in that area, but like I've never really spent time. Should check it out. It's been a while. Yeah, Token man, where you been? You been busy? No hot chocolate. Film work in Toronto is going crazy. Expected to surpass overall 2 billion. Wow.
Yo.
That's a huge economic segment. I love Toronto as a city. I've been there maybe a dozen times. Really nice place. Super modern. Cold though. Even the summertime is cold. But by any warm places standards. But it's such a beautiful city. Like clean, great architecture. And I think the people are nice. Like I've been to Montreal a few times. Montreal's okay. It's beautiful from like an aesthetic perspective, but like for a modern city, Toronto's like bang on. White-haired doctor of Chula is a gem. Great microbiology fellow.
Yong, Dr. Yong.
Oh.
He's a guy who like talk about the COVID when
Oh,
it
yeah.
started.
I know the
He's old.
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That's why he has white hair.
Luxury car market is projected for double-digit growth. The HISOs got bought to burn. Yeah, I mean, if you're rich, right? Like the 400% import tax doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal. It's crazy that that's a thing, but again, I don't, like, certain cars, like, I could understand. Like, if you want a Bentley and you buy a Bentley in Bangkok, right, it's got enough suspension to deal with...
And you sit in traffic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got enough suspension to deal with the roads. It's the people who buy, like, Lambos and Ferraris that I really question, like, why? Like every time you hit a pothole, you're damaging something, or you approach a speed bump, you risk damage. We saw I think it was a Lambo get stuck on a speed bump in Tonglaw.
Ferrari?
It might have been a Ferrari. The engine was in the back. I remember
I
that
know.
because
Sport car.
all the guys had to push it over the speed bump, and all you heard was metal on concrete grinding. Yeah, like some of those I don't get.
But of course, he can pay to fix it later.
Yeah, but why? The G-Wagon, I think, is a brilliant car for Bangkok. That Mercedes G-Wagon. But I think it's $300,000 here. It's like just over 10 million baht.
Oh.
But it's a beautiful car. I think it makes a lot of sense for Bangkok.
Mm.
The true Bangkok. Jib, look at your phone.
That's one.
Oh, that way, yeah. Bacon menu is today's lunch menu is eclairs. Oh,
With bacon?
bacon eclairs, or like the bacon cheddar donut. From Grab Dough.
Okay, understand.
Love the real Thailand idea. I feel the same about Korea, but it's the opposite. People tend to think that their experience in major cities speaks for the whole of Korea. Yeah, it's the opposite here. Obviously, is like a lot of people like I've had people argue like, oh, Bangkok's not the real Thailand. I made a whole video kind of trolling people who said like talking about like Bangkok is the real Thailand. It's as authentic as anywhere else in Thailand. And my buddy Patty, who I love to death, but he did a thing where he was in like the middle of nowhere in the north. He's like, oh, this is like, he's like, they don't even have like English numbers on the clock. This is the real Thailand. I'm like, no, that's just an old clock, Patty. It's. I know a lot of Thais who find that whole idea, and I'm sure Koreans, Madeline, feel the same way, that it's offensive when a foreigner starts to sort of, get on their high horse and talk about what is the real Thailand or what is the real Korea and what isn't, as if we're experts. Right, but
what if I say, "Oh, hillbilly is the real America"?
Yeah, right. Well, that's the same exact thing. Like, well, if you went to New York and you're like, "This is the real America," or if you went to like Hayes, Kansas, and we're like, "Oh, this is the real America," they both are. Just like Bangkok and Isan are both the real Thailand. And unfortunately, right, you have to take the good with the bad. Pattaya is the real Thailand as much as Ubon Ratchathani, right? And they all exist in the same sphere. So with Korea, it's Seoul, and I'm so bad with Korean geography. I don't know anywhere else. Anywhere else in Korea, I'm sorry about. I don't know a ton of geography in Korea, but it's all Korea. It's all the real Korea. Actually, it's crazy about my buddy Chris's wife, Haley, about a decade older than us. Born in Korea and grew up there. Then she moved to Canada and then the U.S. Now they live here. And she was talking about like 50 years ago, like Koreans viewed like Thailand as being a much more wealthy and economically advanced country. And like, look what's happened in 50 years. Like, I don't think any Korean would say that today.
Mm.
Like, just looking at the two. And it's like mindset, like a mindset shift. It was really a really interesting conversation about that. J5 produces awesome cuisine. I waited 3 hours to eat. Well worth it.
3 hours.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say it's well worth it. Well worth the wait. They enjoy the omelet.
Crab omelet.
Duck. Hey, get it, Jake, man. Thank you for popping in, brother. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat, brother. I met younger Chinese tourists in Rayong, and they were the worst. I'm not sold on them. Again, it's not 100% anything, right? Like 100% of like boomer American tourists aren't complete douches, but a lot of them are. You know, it depends. Like not every young millennial tourist is like super eco-focused and like takes the responsibility of travel seriously either, but a lot of them do. So we can't paint with broad strokes here, I think. I hope. I really hope we can't. She barely goes to the stall anymore to cook just to make appearances. She's enjoying the spoils of her fame. Not sure how true it is. I don't know if that's true, Token. I've seen everything I've seen from there. She's always the one cooking. So even recently, I saw a friend of mine posted a video and she was cooking there on like a weekday. Like she was in there banging out the food, like cooking with the damn goggles on and everything. The ski goggles in the middle of Bangkok. Any news on railway service starting towards the North Territory? I'm still waiting for the high-speed one. No high-speed rail.
High-speed is building.
Yeah, but that's
not
anytime soon.
No.
Yeah. I'm working on... Hopefully I'll get the video out this weekend of our trip up to Lopburi. But we took the train up there, which was an amazing experience. But yeah, waiting to hear what's going to happen with Hualampong and Bangsa.
Yet.
You know.
Not yet confirmed because they said some guy, the big guy said, should not let the train with the old style come in at Bangsu because of like the diesel one. It's kind of like more pollution. It's like maybe it's a closed station.
It makes sense.
Like, yeah. And the old style has an open toilet.
Yeah.
As you know.
Yeah. So
they say do not let that type of train like come into
So when we were on the trip to Lopburi,
station.
They said please don't use the toilet when you're at the station because it just drops down to the tracks.
And you know, like I have a friend who grew up in the south, and she said like when the train come, there's like a kind of a bridge cross the road in her area, and she said do not stand under the bridge.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like why? It's like because when it passed, it might be someone used the toilet. It's like, oh my.
Oh, it's a balloon, but she does have jumbo wine glasses. Good to know. We have some big wine glasses too that we never use because now
like once a year.
I drink wine out of a glass jar now.
No, you drink it from metal cup.
Sometimes. No, usually just whiskey from the metal cup. Wine I'll put in the glass jar. Are you going... Oh, the retired working for you clubhouse? Eventually, when we go to Samui, I'll definitely go in there. I thought about getting Kunit to design a leg tattoo for me. Kind of like with all aspects of Bangkok on it. Like tuk-tuks and sum-tum and chili peppers.
You still have space?
Yeah, oh, my legs are completely open for...
Keep your skin clear, nah.
Not my... I need melanin. I need... It's like sunscreen.
ไม่ใช่
I have a 10-year-old Hilux. I'm Loso. Yo, the Hilux and Toyota, they last forever.
Yeah.
10 years, probably not even half done. Yeah, and they kind of like pickup trucks. The good thing about pickup trucks, they get better with age, right? As opposed to like cars kind of look beat up. A beat up pickup truck is still kind of cool.
But still work.
Yeah, as long as it still
fine.
works. But I mean, like even though if it rusts or it gets like banged up, it still looks cool.
You
Like,
should fix it.
Motorcycles are kind of the same. Like you get banged up, a little bit of patina, it's still nice.
Huh.
But like a Bentley, not so much. I would pick a Helix over a Bentley any day.
จ้ะ
Dana never sat in a Corvette then, or the Hemi Cuda or Firebird. I've been in a Corvette. I have not been in a Hemi Cuda or a Firebird. Corvette's a tight fit for me. I don't find Corvettes to be an attractive car either. I know a lot of people do. I think Mustangs and Corvettes are both ugly. Like I don't find them to be attractive cars. I don't find them to be practical in any way, and I don't see any reason for them. They're like essentially like sports cars that kind of just don't really perform like other like high-end sports cars. So it's just like an affordable, cheap kind of sports car. Whereas they're not very practical. They don't do well in like a lot of different areas. Whereas like a Porsche can outperform it at every turn essentially, but in the U.S. a Porsche isn't that much more money. I don't know what they would cost here, but I'm sure a Mustang's not cheap here.
Nothing cheap here, like car, like import.
Fargo's not the same as Tampa. It's not the same at all, but they're both the real America. I've been in tons of Mustangs. They're kind of common in the U.S. Mustangs, again, not a great car. They're ugly. They're not comfortable, and they don't really perform that well. A Corvette definitely outperforms a Mustang, but they're both ugly and uncomfortable in my opinion. Yeah, see, Joe knows it's all the U.S. North Carolina is the real America.
Why?
It definitely is the real America. It's all the real America. North Carolina is a unique place.
Like why? Why is unique?
It's just so North Carolina is the first southern state I ever lived in. So it's a different type of culture, for sure. North Carolina is a beautiful state, though, but definitely not. It's not metropolitan at all.
Oh,
Like it's nothing urban. Like you wouldn't think of it as like super developed, in my opinion. One of my friends is running for Senate in North Carolina, as a Republican though, so I can't support her. Her platform is not in line with my own personal views. She's very good. If you were going to vote Republican because you don't vote Democrat, I would definitely suggest voting for her. But for me, like I wouldn't vote Republican on social issues. Like some Republicans, yes, I would consider voting for, but in the South, like the way you have to have your platform to appeal to the social masses, I cannot get behind. Some of it's a bit questionable. Deep dish order for John Poe. Deep dish pizza. Jim's never had deep dish.
what is that?
Deep dish is like a pizza that's really thick. Chicago style.
Cannot eat. Too big.
You need to get some tat ideas. Oh yeah, I got you covered. I got you covered. I was looking at a Suzuki Jimny. Oh yeah, those are actually kind of cool, man. It's like a Jeep, but they're crazy expensive here. Like
there's a small one,
Yeah.
like 2 doors.
it's like 1.8 million baht, 1.9 million.
แพงมาก
Yeah, like it's not like almost 60 grand for essentially an underpowered Jeep that's not really off-road capable. Oh, see, we already got John Poe. What's up? Bangkok Anti-Mafia. You don't know fair yet, but I will teach you. That's great. So, John, before you came, we were talking about like we're a couple members away from unlocking a new emoji for the members. So we're gonna once we hit that point, we're gonna do a vote for a new emoji for the members to use in the chat. And I was telling Jib it's probably gonna end up being another Auntie Jib related emoji if I know you guys. I've ridden in my buddy's Lambo. It's like vets. I have to show horned in. Yeah, shoehorned in. Yeah, so John, you know what's up. They're uncomfortable. I've been in Lambos. I've been in Ferraris, Maseratis, like all those types of cars. To me, like a Mustang and a Corvette are like the lowest tier of sports car. Like Ferrari, Lambo, Porsche would be in between that and Ferrari, and then like Ferrari, Lambo, Maserati. All those are on a different level. None of them fit my big ass body.
You cannot fit in anything.
Yeah, the Jimneys are cool. I think they look really cool. They're just small and they're expensive for what they are, in my opinion. Yeah, Mustangs are like assholes and elbows. Everyone has them here, especially in Detroit. Yeah. Yeah, Mustang's like the IROC, right? It's like everyone's got one now. And it's not an impressive car, technologically or engineering-wise. I was just in Topsail, North Carolina for a week visiting Pops, put on 9 pounds. Yeah, but that North Carolina barbecue will do that to you, man. That's good stuff. One Asian restaurant within 30 minutes. Oh, wow. Well, Corvette is saying you have a small... Indeed, there was a great, I think it was a Volkswagen commercial years ago. It was like, what does your car say about you? And there was a guy in like a Corvette or some other type of like shiny red sports car, and he was screaming out his window, this big, this big.
What's that mean?
Like, so having a Corvette, like a lot of people say like you buy a car a fast car to compensate for a small. Yeah.
So you drive Yaris, it's okay.
Yeah, I always had a Yaris. What does that say? Yeah, my car I had in the U.S. Before I left, I had a Yaris and I had a minivan. Yeah, but neither of those were actually the minivan. As much flack as minivans get, they have got to be like the ultimate vehicle. Like you feel like you're driving a shuttlecraft. Like all the controls everywhere. It's like so easy. You're high up. You see everything like you're in an SUV. So fun. More storage than an SUV. All the seats just fold into the floor. Good times. Love the Carolinas are beautiful. Carolinas are beautiful, but would I want to live there again? No. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 1.68 is the cheap Jimny. There's a more expensive one. It's like 1.9.
Hoy. Pang.
1.68 is a lot for a little Jeep.
You can get a condo room here, 1.68.
Well, I mean, so let's think. So there's a Mazda or Suzuki makes the Swift, same company. I think that's about 300,000 to 400,000 baht, like 10 to 12 grand. So like the value between the two is dramatic. The Jimny is much more of a prestigious thing now, I think. Great car, very comfortable, very cool looking, but to me, to attach that type of value to a vehicle, I would rather buy a Hilux at that point, like a 4-seater Hilux, and have the bed and the benefit of having the truck. But again, like we would never, like, there's just zero justification for us to ever buy a car because we wouldn't drive it. Like even a pickup truck, like unless we really had like a location outside the city we were going to frequently, it wouldn't make sense to own a vehicle.
Yes.
Like other than a motorcycle, like the scooter or like the bigger bike.
It's difficult. Like when you drive in the city, you have to find a place to park your car, and some place you have to pay to park it.
And you have to sit in traffic. Like within the city, it's cheaper. Here's the other thing, right? When you own a car, in my opinion, like car ownership is kind of redundant at this point because of Grab and Cab and all these other things. If you live in Bangkok, we don't have to have the liability of owning a vehicle. We don't have to take on the expense of owning a vehicle. When I can take a car from where we live to like the middle of wherever for $3, right? And we go out as infrequently as we go out. It's a minor expense compared to what Jib's brother pays for his Swift, or what does he have, a March or a Swift, like a little compact car. So the expenses that he has to incur on a monthly and yearly basis versus what we pay to travel in the city is minuscule, and we do it more efficiently and faster. Now, the same economics don't apply to the motorcycle because you can't really rent one. You can't get one as cheap if you want to rent a bike, and the cost of insurance and upkeep is considerably less. I spend maybe $20 a year on maintenance, and insurance is like less than $60 for the year. Buff Daddy Dana emoji. Oh no, let's not get into the Buff Daddy Dana emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Corvette.
Oh, very short car, nah.
Anyone remember that monkey trunk monkey ads? Yeah, that's what it looks like for me to get into one of the. Oh no, that's a Ferrari, I think. An old one.
What?
I drive a Mini Cooper, so I must be huge. That's what it says about you. Huge. The only people that are more hung are the ones driving smart cars around. Token. Buff Daddy Dana and a minivan emoji. Oh, you guys are driving me crazy. 2.4 million baht to build your house out in Chonburi. That's probably a baller house. Hard love and man. That's a good one. Let me show this one.
New emoji.
Okay, so if we get a couple more members and we unlock the next emoji, this might be it. You guys will get to vote on it.
Really? Do they want to see this every day?
Yeah, 2.4 million baht in Chonburi is probably a baller house, like, for sure.
Yeah, it would be nice house.
Yeah. Now, I know, like, in Bangkok, even 2.4 million baht will get you a really nice condo in some areas. It just depends, like, why would I buy a 1.6 million baht car if I could have a 2.4 million baht house? A home that will likely appreciate versus a depreciating car. Yeah. Oh, John Poe in it. Yeah, this is exactly how you and I would have to get in and out of a vet or like any like sports car.
Then how can you get out of the car when, like, if you have a small space to open the door?
Actually, so I had a friend who had a Mustang, and Mustang is considerably bigger than that car, and it's very difficult to get out. It was so low, and he would always like he had a convertible, so there was no edge around the windows, and I'd have to grab the door to pull myself out. He'd be like, "Don't touch the glass. What are you doing? Like, don't have a small ass car." The house we just bought in La Prau was 5 million, so basically 3 Suzukis. Yeah. La Prau is an area that you're gonna get. You'll have a ROI on that house for sure in La Prau.
No, La Prau is bad traffic. Nah.
Yeah, but still, that area will appreciate.
Yeah, that is nice area, but only problem is traffic.
Traffic's a pain, but it's an area that's gonna get more valuable.
Yes, agree.
The value's not gonna go down.
And the house around there is like nice.
Yeah.
Many nice restaurants around.
Just spit my coffee out. What does a Ford Pinto say about you? That you like to explode. Isn't the Pinto the one that exploded? It says you have flavor. Yeah, flavor retardant. That's right. It's the one that exploded. Oh, out all night on that power line. Do you get like detail pay when you go out for those jobs, John? I remember when I was in telecom, like if we had to call a cop for a detail, a lot of times it would be like a cop on duty would take like an hour of vacation time to do the detail that they get paid a minimum 4 hours for, and sometimes it'd be like 15 minutes. Now it's not like sitting on a power line all night, but one time I had to shut down a major intersection to fix an outage.
Oh.
So I had to call the police to get a detail to shut the intersection down, and they required me to have 3 cops on site. So they all get paid like a minimum 4 hours. At least that's what the invoice that you sign is for 4 hours. I'm assuming they get all of that, or like they get paid for the whole thing, but like a portion of the rate. And I remember one of them telling me that he was on duty, but he took an hour of vacation time to do the detail so he could get paid the detail money. I'm like, damn, it's such a racket. But it was 15 minutes. I had to like block off the intersection, go up, change out optical tray, and good to go. Back up. Oh, no OT and stuff like that. Damn. Just take the time off during the regular schedule. I guess if you're banking more vacation, that's not bad. It's too bad that the way that, like I said, the way the guys described it back in the day, it sounded like a pretty sweet deal for the overtime in the detail pay. Oh yeah, the energy company will be paying a lot for all that mess. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, when I was in telecom, like if you had to fix an outage, you needed a cop. Most cities were like, if you're not on a major intersection, don't worry about it. But and most of the design for the network made it so you didn't have to really worry too much. But there were times where like you were in areas that like made it tough to work without like someone there to make sure no one smashed into you.
Right.
Like that's really what, if you get a police detail when you're doing telecom work, it's basically so that you don't die. Or someone else doesn't die. Like John, I saw pictures of what John was working on. There was a high tension cable in the middle of the road, which means they have to tension the cable out and then splice it. So they have to have people on both ends putting tension and then pull the cable up and then splice it, then have someone else like down the line turn it back on to get power back on it.
The line is not all like underground.
No. Most of the cables in America are underground. Underground cabling it looks pretty, but it's problematic for a lot of reasons. It's much more effective to put it above ground.
So and why like you're so excited to see like the cable hang on the pole here and you take photo with it?
Oh, because it's so messy. Like it would never be allowed in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, like especially like some of the things you see are just kind of like there are things like you're told will never work, but like you know they would. It's just not code. And then you see here there's no code, so like it still works. That's like the interesting part about it. Let's see, we're going for a while here now, a couple hours in. So guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. We got a bunch of things to do this morning, and I have to go to an off-site with a client. So a lot of things on the plate today, but it was a good live stream. We enjoyed you guys rocking with us and hanging out. Much appreciated. I also got to work on the edit for the damn. Okay, I got to finish that before I go out too. Thank you for rocking with us, guys. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here with us. And until next time, keep taking action. Make your ideas reality.